Okay, this is a disclaimer video, sort of, for the song Revolve Around I just put out or fixing to put out. But in short, this is kind of long-winded, but in short, it's my hope that this song can connect with people in a way that inspires them to stick around to see what happens tomorrow. And I'll get more into that. And if I keep looking over here, I've got this kind of scripted out so I can kind of stay on point. But anyway, the disclaimer is because of the heavy lyrical nature of this song, I just wanted to clarify that in this song, which the song is called Revolve Around, the lyric, I stare at alone as the light goes out, is the person in this song putting the gun down and just turning off the lights and going to bed after they've chosen to just live with their own thoughts and feelings and learn to move around through the darkness. So in essence, this story has a happy ending. I just thought it was important out the gate that this song in particular, although is ultimately open to interpretation, it is most definitely not meant to just be about someone blowing their head off, but more so spotlighting the navigation through the darkness. This song is also very biographical in nature, and I only pulled in a couple outside elements so it broadens the scope of the picture of that familiar narrative that most people, at least in this country, know very well nowadays, as most people probably have several friends and or family members who have went out that way, whether it either be by a gunshot, hanging themselves, pills, a long drawn-out session of booze and hard drugs. Personally, for me, I've never been a pill popper or into anything stronger than just beer and weed, although I did get really into Bloody Marys for a while. So I just kind of consider myself, I'm one of the lucky ones. I was always willing to stick around to see what happens, luckily. But the song is called Revolve Around. It's about depression, addiction, suicide, or not wanting to be in this life anymore, or not knowing how to deal with the pain, whatever that pain may be, whether it's, physical or mental or both. And although universal in theme, it is from the perspective of any artist who's spent a good portion of their life trying to get the world to revolve around them. And it seems as though it's never going to happen for you. And what I mean to get the world revolve around them, it comes from the old saying, what is a rock star? Rock star, for lack of a better word. A rock star, they keep playing their music until the world revolves around them. And you've done it for a long. I've done it for a long time. I've been at it. We're going on 40 years now, but sometimes it seems it's never going to happen for you. And not the thing, I want to be rich and famous and all that. I mean, who wouldn't? Well, that's kind of a double-edged sword. But the point is, the reason you do it because you're artist is to get that emotional feedback that you seek, so you're able to feel as though you're connected to this world. That's why we're artists. That's why we perform. That's why we do what we do. That is why we seek that attention from others, because that emotional connection and feedback through our own music and song, or whatever form you do it in, is how we feel connected to the world, how we communicate to the world. For some people, it's everything. It is what makes them feel, and it's all they know, that primal expression of those seemingly unexpressible deep inner thoughts and feelings. For myself, I've had suicidal thoughts since I was 8 or 9 years old. I've had them all my life to this day in varying degrees of intensity. The mid to late 1990s were a particularly rough time for me personally. I've lived most of my life not knowing what the fuck a comfort zone is. So when I hear people suggest getting out of my comfort zone, I just kind of want to bitch slap them. But anyway, my saving grace has always been a willingness to see what happens tomorrow. And to address something else, man, a lot of people, and I actually had a guidance counselor in high school say this, which I thought was really stupid, but a lot of people say suicide is an act of cowardice or taking the easy way out. And I don't know. I think that's kind of bullshit. In my opinion, taking one's own life requires a profound courage and a will that very few people possess. That doesn't make it a good thing to do or a good solution for a profoundly fixable problem. But nevertheless, it takes quite a set of balls to be willing to go there with it, you know. I also think if you're one of the fortunate people who doesn't have issues with depression, addiction, and suicidal thoughts, especially addiction, you should probably just consider yourself one of the lucky ones. It's easy to write someone off as a drunk, a druggie, or whatever. I've done it. And some people can't be helped, you know. That's no, revelation there. I found that out a day late and a dollar short, but and there's no easy answer to it, but another thing, this is a big one, and I wish I'd have knew this back in the mid-90s, but there's also the thing, if you're not feeling good mentally and spiritually, there's a great chance that a big underlying issue is how you feel physically. So don't discount at all how eating good, wholesome, fresh, real, organic food, drinking good, clean water, getting exercise, getting outdoors into nature and sunlight can transform your life immediately. Stop eating shit food, fast food, and food-like products that have little to no nutritional value or bio-natural organic compounds. You're literally what you eat. If you eat shit, you're going to feel like shit. If you eat good food, hey, you're going to feel better. And getting out in nature and sunlight, you don't see people kill. I'm guessing, but I haven't really researched it. But I'm pretty sure you don't see people offing themselves on beaches. And if you go around the equator, I think the suicide rates around the equator probably plummet. You get up into the northern latitudes, probably a lot more people offing themselves, people that are indoor all year long. You got to get out and get sunlight. And for more unsolicited advice from me, this one's for artists, man. And this is concerning songwriting and song ideas and, interpreting between what is a good song and a song is a piece of shit or whatever. I'm of the opinion save everything. Don't ever delete a song or whatever. I can't tell you how many songs I recorded that where my singing was just a weak, feeble-sounding murmur that most people would laugh at. Like, hey, you can't sing, and I've actually heard that from people before. But I've had these songs like. And this one included Revolve Around, and I pulled them back up off a hard drive. Let me fix this here. There we go. But pulled it back up off a hard drive years later, and rediscovering it and being blown away by my own creation, man. It's like, then this song ends up becoming this powerful entity once it's rediscovered and reapproached with fresh ears, again, days, weeks, months, even years later. Some songs I have deleted or are highly considered deleting from existence because of sounding weak. Thankfully, in most cases, I didn't delete them. I'm very good about just, even if it sounds weak, and I probably have one of the weakest, most feeble-sounding voices in those early stages when I'm coming up with stuff, especially if I go back years ago. Things sound really weak, and it's really easy to get reflect on that in the immediate and delete it because you don't want anybody else to hear you in that state. But just work through it, stick it away and then come back to it later. And that probably is something with any art form, is just give it reflection time. Don't delete it, don't destroy it, just let it sit, come back to it later. Always give yourself time to reflect back in a different mindset. Just file it away. one case in point in particular, I had this song. It's called Never Going to Know. It's from back in 2000, 2001 is when I first did the demo. The vocals sounded so weak and feeble. It was terrible, but it had enough of a vibe there where I didn't delete it. And then I reinterpreted it on my last album last year, Devil's Millhopper. And the song now sounds like Godzilla. I mean, not Godzilla, the song, but I mean, just in terms of sounding huge and ferocious. It's just this big, powerful entity now. And it's more a thing of like social commentary. But nevertheless, man, just give it time. And I'm going to sign off now with the unsolicited advice. This is supposed to be just a disclaimer, so that hopefully the song doesn't get interpreted as something other than what it is, which is, a hope that it it connects with people in a way that may help, inspires them to want to stick around or see what happens tomorrow, or at least put that thought out there, But anyway, that's it. And I'll sign off with that one. Y'all have a good one. Better tomorrow. And we'll see ya. See ya.